I don't believe it. That's Clone Force 99.
This is Wrecker, Hunter, Echo, Tech, and Crosshair.
Obviously, we are different.
We're all you're getting.
Ha! We're all you need!
They call themselves the Bad Batch. Experimental Unit Clone Force 99. The defective clones with desirable mutations.
This is one meeting I don't want to miss.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special spooky edition of the Dad Badge Podcast, episode 63. My name is Ken, and I am your host in the Mojo Dojo Casa House today. And you know I can't do it alone. With us, as always, the other Dad Batchers, your space daddies. First up, Brian's not here, but I got the deer.
Oh man!
Ooh, I'm gonna eat some venison tonight.
Currency.
He's the for sale champ, but he's not for sale unless you name the right price. It's John Rodriguez. How are you, man?
Everyone's got a price.
I went to the DMV today. Like
Good.
this.
Ken, how are you?
You got a new ID. You got a new.
No, you didn't.
I got the real ID.
You get your license picture taken?
Like that.
Yeah, but they told
Like that?
no, they told me to take it off.
Well, now you have to drive like
They
that
told
all
me
the
to take it
time,
off.
right?
so
Or no, you have to
Really?
travel like that, right?
So scary.
Okay.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
I-
You could I'd be like, I identify as Ken, though. Oh. I'm good. Hey, cool. Hi.
Good week.
Everything's cool. As cool as cool can be. Try to get spooky with it, but that's all I came up with. That droid over there.
It's not throwing.
That's all I got.
I'm not throwing you off, am I?
I can't
all I
stop
got.
staring at that hair, dude.
Well, I'm trying to digest it because your screen was blank the whole time, and you just surprised us. I don't know if
They gotta
anyone
watch the
knows,
YouTube.
or they're not gonna know. I don't know how they would know, but you were
Please watch this.
you were
YouTube.
blank the whole time.
Please.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is YouTube on?
The
It is on.
YouTube.
Next up,
All right.
this is my partner, Chocolate Einstein, but you can call him Raimi Shanaday.
I
What's up, man? How are you?
Hello. I we kept pointing out to you that we could not see you, and you kept just sort of brushing it off. And then when the Halloween music started, I remembered and it clicked. I'm like, oh,
Sure.
You guys told.
He's-
I told you guys we were wearing costumes tonight,
doing
and I'm the only one at this party with a costume.
I've got a Halloween themed shirt on. It's Darth Vader as
Oh yeah,
Jack
that's really
from-
really cool, guys. Yeah, cool
so
costumes.
I at least wore Halloween something or other. So there you go. Yeah,
I'm
John's
from a 1980s
John's a
soccer team,
player.
so
I got
I'm literally the only guy at this party with a costume.
Joe's got a T-shirt that is what, Tech Pineapple. That's right.
Give Joe
let
like a
him
couple
let
minutes.
him get into it.
How was your week, man?
He ready?
Good.
Raimi.
Good. I forgot who we were talking to. My week's been good. Busy. This past weekend was like the first weekend I've had in a long time where I didn't have like stuff that I had to do for sure. So, went out to our place Tonga Hut on what was it, Sunday night?
Oh yeah, very cool for a Mando night,
Saw
right?
some of the Mando folks. It was good to see everybody. So
Cool. Did you dress up? Or?
I did not. And then I was kicking myself because even though I didn't dress up, I still should have brought a helmet just to sit on the table because I felt left out. Everybody had their helmets sitting there all lined up, but that's okay. Next time.
Right on.
Next time.
Next up. Wait, what? Oh, it's Wednesday, so you know he's unmuted the chat. It's Joe Lara.
What do you
Wow.
mean, Steven?
Shots fired,
Wow,
man.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like
I'll make
a
go
joke and
all
then
I
day.
love how
Joe
like
has
he like
anything.
follow up Like you literally
Off the
check
sudden.
in. I can tell when it's like your
He's just-
lunchtime.
He's doing too much
Yeah.
chili. He's like, hey, yeah. He's like, here I am making
Dude,
chili.
you know what's
Bye."
so funny? That chili,
Or whatever.
Like, I had to go back, and I remember listening to one of our earlier podcasts, and I didn't even say chili. It was Brian that said, "Well, I like chili," because I had said something. He said chili, and somehow chili landed with me.
It wasn't even you.
So, it's like,
Yeah.
I do like me some chili.
You're the
Oh,
chili guy, dude.
aw.
That's it.
Thanks for putting a costume on, Joe.
Chili in bed, baby.
You're
Got my hair long, dude.
this. I don't know how people wear wigs like for real because this thing is hot.
That's not a wig, bro. You just
Yeah, he's got the natural locks.
You got
My mom was like, "Oh, you
Yeah,
look
he-
good with blonde hair."
sexy boy.
You're like, okay, I think I'll grow it out.
Oh man, everybody had a good week. Anybody do anything?
Dude, I married somebody on the weekend, Sunday.
What
Oh,
did
it
Kim
was
say about
already?
that?
No, I didn't get married. I married
Oh,
a
Yeah,
couple.
just Kim.
Sorry,
Oh,
bad grammar. Poor
oh,
grammar.
good.
how'd it go, man?
That went
It was
down
good.
and
It
up
was a
again
small
real quick.
wedding, which is amazing. My niece and my now. What do you call the niece's husband? It's a
Nephew-in-law?
nephew-in-law? Is that
Nephew?
Is that a
I
thing?
think by
think you
by
just-
then you can kind of drop the in-law thing and just nephew.
You just say nephew.
Nephew.
Okay. My niece's husband.
Just my
He's
niece's
cool.
husband.
Yeah, we like him.
If
We
you
all-
want
we
to
all
be
do,
like
so-
petty about it.
My nephew. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, then just
so-
say my nephew. Yeah.
Sweet, I have a nephew now because I
Oh,
never
boy.
did before. But yeah, it was great.
Shout
You
out
could
to
say it
Nephew.
like Snoop Dogg. You'd be like, nephew. There you go.
Sup, nephew?
Because I think Snoop Dogg calls everyone his nephew,
Right.
even if they're not related. So, yeah, that works.
Yeah, that's it's like, hey, homie. Yeah? Oh man, I don't even know. I should. Never mind.
Man. Anybody
Why
watch
would I do
anything
that? Okay.
over
No
the week?
time.
Oh, you know what? We haven't spoken about it really, but I've been watching a show you recommended, Steven. What's it called? Is it called Gen V? Is that it? Is that what it's
Oh,
called?
yeah. The one, the
Dude, the
boys
the
spinoff.
boys spin-off. It's so good. It's like
Told you.
college kids that go to like college for
Dude, they got
superheroes and
They got greenlit for season 2.
they're gonna go see, and it's worth checking out. If anyone's listening to this,
Is that gonna
and
be 100
hasn't seen that, check
Well,
it out
Brian
if
won't
you're into
watch
the
that,
boys.
though, huh, Brian? So
It's
we
very
can't
much
do,
the same. I mean,
No.
not with Levi and stuff.
It
no,
is, well,
probably.
for any of our listeners, it's just as gruesome as the boys.
It's very gross. The first 5 minutes is like, ugh,
I-
instantly.
Did you watch, what was it, episode 4?
I've
when-
seen them all. Yeah.
When the blood girl did the thing to the guy?
So, Ramy, how you doing?
Fine. I haven't watched
Right.
the show either.
Yeah, the
and
dude
this-
that like
Yeah.
drugs them with touching them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gnarly. It's a crazy show. It's what you would imagine a younger, I don't know, like college age superheroes doing. Like there's a lot of like sex and drugs,
College
and
life, but
and-
for soups.
explosions of body parts and things. Yeah.
I've been watching. Actually, I binged and finished it in like 2 nights. The Fall of the House of Usher.
Usher the singer.
Have you guys heard of this?
Oh.
On
I've heard
on
of it.
Netflix. It's an adaptation. It's a mini-series adaptation of Edgar Allan Poe's The Fall of the House of Usher, but in like modern day. So like
Oh, like Romeo and
Yeah.
Juliet with
But dude,
with Leo
the
DiCaprio.
writing is so freaking good in this show. Like you actually, I don't know if you knew it or not, but that clip that you sent about the lemons in our chat is from that show.
Is it from that? Oh, okay.
So,
I did not
Like,
know that.
dude,
no.
it's and Mark Hamill's in it, and it's funny because he tweeted out like he was like, "Thanks everyone for the encouragement on the thing I'm not going to talk about."
Oh, right,
but
right.
The-
You can't
he
mention
is
it.
like
But-
at first it kind of like it was weird because all I could see was Luke Skywalker. But
Right.
dude, Mark Hamill, he is truly an actor. Like this guy brought so much to the character of, he's called the Pim Reaper. So good. I highly recommend watching this show. It's like an episodic. Think of like Black Mirror or like Twilight Zone or whatever, right? So each episode is almost like a chapter from the book. And like you feel like the whole episode tension is just building and building and building. And then at the very end, right before they cut to the credits, it's like the most gruesome death or whatever happens to somebody on the show, like one of the characters of the show.
So it's a death.
It's Edgar Allan Poe, right? So it's like, but the way they do it,
it's hard to take it seriously with the glasses.
Is your hair getting stuck in your face, there, Steven? It's been a while, huh?
You can wear them.
But yeah, highly recommend watching the show, especially for like the Halloween season. Definitely don't watch it with kids. It's Edgar Allan Poe, so yeah.
But adult style, yeah. Another thing I saw, I don't know if anyone else wanted to talk about anything, but I watched the Beckham documentary on Netflix.
Oh, the one is it
David Beckham? Yeah, and it's so good because I'm 38, so I grew up at the same time. So I'm 38, so I'm 2 years older than like a Messi, and I'm the same age as a Ronaldo now. So I didn't grow up watching them. I grew up watching guys like Beckham, and people of that generation, Zidane, whatever. Yeah, there's plenty of guys. Roy Keane.
Beckham.
There's a lot of
Roy
players.
Kent.
No, Roy Kent. But anyway, the documentary is really cool because there's a lot of moments back then, and then it leads up to him buying the Miami team, Inter Miami, and getting Messi and stuff to play. And then there's a Messi documentary as well on Apple TV, and that kind of starts at the end of that documentary, which is kind of cool. But it's not. I don't think it's intended to, but it just makes sense. If you watch the Beckham one, it leads into the Messi one.
Yeah, like that wasn't planned.
Well, it's Netflix and Apple, so I don't know. They're different houses, right? Production houses. But I'm in the middle of the Messi one now. But the Beckham one.
Is the Beckham one where they like follow him around with his wife, and like there's a lot of like home stuff in there.
It's less follow him or no. It's not like a Kardashian type thing. No.
Because I saw one.
It's more
I saw one where he I saw a clip or something where he like totally shut his wife down when she was.
Well, that scene is in
the one where like getting
interviews.
dropped off at school or something by her dad. The one where she was like, "Oh yeah, I had a hard childhood because my dad used to have to drop me off at school." And then he was like interrupting her and like, "No, tell them what he dropped you off in."
No, yeah.
She was like, "Yes, my dad owned."
She's like, "We were working class." Yeah. No, yeah. She's like, "We were working class," and he was like, "Hold up."
Or no, she said Rolls Royce.
Tell them what you're. Yeah.
Yes, he dropped me off at school in a Rolls Royce, but we had it hard.
Yeah. She's like, "We were working class." He drove a Rolls. Yeah, whatever. But great documentary.
Joe, did you go watch U2 again?
I did not see it so clearly. No. I've just been super busy, man. Super busy. I haven't watched anything. No TV, nothing. Just constant moving. But you guys are you're building up my checklist of things to watch. So I got my.
How are the boys?
They're good. They're grooving. Yeah. Bass, yeah. So my son just put out a new tune on that's out and released called "So Relax." It's pretty cool. He plays the bass and mixed it, and his buddy Eli wrote it and sings on it and plays guitar on it. So it's pretty cool to see them actually produce that.
Is that like on iTunes?
Yeah, where can people check it out?
iTunes, Spotify,
yeah,
YouTube,
where can people
anywhere
see
you got music.
Oh, they can hit the link down below?
Yeah, for real.
I'm just kidding. We don't have the link for that.
Drop.
Yeah, I don't have the link.
Drop the link into the channel on Instagram, Joe.
Yeah. I'll find it on Spotify. Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, and then we got our little local fire team, TK fire team approved today.
Oh, congrats!
Cool.
So we got 18 stormtroopers in San Diego in the Imperial Sands Garrison. So
I like the logo, or the patch or whatever you showed me.
You know where I got the idea from? So it's TK's storming in, kind of like storming in through a door, but it came from that shot of Captain America, the first movie when him and what was
the howling. What is it?
Howling? Not.
Oh yeah, I know.
Maraud.
I know what you guys are saying.
The Howlers or something.
Howling Marauders.
Something like that. Shoot. Anyways, those guys.
Clone Force 99.
when they storm through the door in one of those scenes.
Howling Commandos. Thank
Howling
you, Kira.
Commandos.
Yeah, Howling Commandos.
Kira's like our dad batchpedia.
And Steph dropped a link to Spotify to the song in the live chat already.
He's like,
Let's go.
shout out to Steph. She got my Tup helmet that I painted.
Nice.
She actually had gotten the 501st helmet, but someone else wanted all three because I had painted a set of three, and then I told her I'd paint her any one she wanted, and she picked up. But so shout out to her.
That's cool.
That's it. Sorry.
That's cool.
Raimi, how's the kitty? How's the loft cat?
Meow.
She's here somewhere. I don't know.
You just see this thing come from the top.
It just bounces.
Pounces on him. Damn, like a John Cena. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know where she's at. She's around here somewhere. She'll show up eventually, I'm sure. She'll make an appearance.
I was at the grocery store and I saw this beef jerky, but it's not beef jerky. It's deer jerky. And when I was buying it, I was like, "Oh, I should buy this and then eat deer before Brian catches one."
Dang.
So you got deer before him.
I got deer before Brian did.
Yeah, Brian's not here tonight. For those that are wondering, he's
in a tree.
He's on
Is
the
it a work
JOB.
thing?
On a work thing, yep.
You probably, I don't know. Right now, he probably has a pair right in his face. A pair of
Deer?
bowls.
Oh.
No, he's doing jujitsu.
Oh goodness.
Oh, he's getting cuddled right now. Yeah.
He's getting
He's
cuddled.
getting
by
cuddled.
another.
He's like, I can't see you
another-
guys. I gotta go hug some dudes. Like, all right, bro. Go hug some
That's okay,
dudes.
no judgment.
Could have hugged us for a
He's
minute,
making
but
that eye contact.
yeah,
hard.
they're like,
He likes to roll. He likes to roll.
Well, thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. If you'd like to rep your support for the show, pick up an exclusive Space Daddy shirt and some stickers at thedadbatch.com.
So it's time for the Dad Batch Podcast Holiday Special Chrome Tono Volume 2. When we made this announcement, October 10th was World Mental Health Day, and research shows that more than 50% of all lifetime mental disorders start by the age of 14. Children's mental health needs champions, so we are pleased to announce that our fundraising efforts throughout the holiday season will go directly towards the On Our Sleeves movement for children's mental health, a nonprofit organization committed to breaking stigmas and helping families talk about mental health with their children. On Our Sleeves provides free mental health resources for parents, teachers, and caregivers across the United States. Join the Dad Batch this year as we support On Our Sleeves. Once again, starting on November 1st and running through Christmas Eve, every dollar you donate here will be another chance to win. We have so many items lined up for this year's prizes. And yes, that's prizes with an S. This year we will have first, second, third place winners and a grand prize winner. All will be announced in a special release of the show on Christmas Eve. According to pre-pandemic numbers, 1 in 5 children is living with a mental illness. We can all feel that there is a youth mental health crisis, and we all know someone who has been impacted, but stigma remains. Children don't wear their thoughts on their sleeves, so we don't know what they're going through, and many of us didn't grow up talking about mental health. That's why On Our Sleeves was created. Please help us in supporting their important mission by donating. You can learn more about the On Our Sleeves movement for children's mental health by browsing at onoursleeves.org. On Our Sleeves is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and all donations are tax deductible.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Right now.
garbage is nothing like clone armor.
Looks a little tight on you, old man.
Yeah, at least I know how to wear it.
That's right, everybody. It's time for the weekly workbench. All right, gentlemen, who is working on what?
So I mentioned earlier that I was at Tonga Hut on Sunday, and somebody that was there had one of the little Lola droids that they're like $80 or whatever on Amazon, but like they're frequently on sale for 20 or even less. Mm-hmm. And it was pointed out that like it's not as animated if it's not on the stand, because the stand has this little socket that plugs into the bottom of it, and there's like a button inside the stand being plugged in activates, and like that's when the little move and stuff, the little wings will pop up and everything like that. So I think at the time I joked, I'm like, oh, if only somebody could like reverse engineer that plug and model something that would fit in there. So I did just that actually, and I made these little plugs. So it's only got that piece across it. I've got a bunch. It's only got that piece across it so that you can like grab it with a pair of pliers or something and pull it back out so you can get it out. But otherwise, when you plug this in, it fits in there perfectly, and it's hard to tell, but it's around the edge. There's like 4 little tabs, and that does 2 things. That locks it in place, but then that also like helps push the buttons that it needs to push. And so now she will, all of the interactivity and the wings and everything, and she doesn't have to be on the stand at all.
Yay.
And so you can see like that the little tab is just plugged straight into the bottom.
I think it was like a safety measure, because when it's animated, it'll move like left and right and like back and forth.
It does. And,
like
and you can see
it
that
could totally
socket
fall out of your hands.
Yeah, that socket moves because she'll like tilt on the stand.
Right. She like kind of like,
and that socket articulates, and it does this when she. And I also think like if you're carrying her around and she's doing this, like the odds of her breaking those wings off are a lot higher. So, but like I said in my post, we're all adults here, right? So, I printed out I've got like 30 of these things. I printed a bunch of them. So I'll have them with me as I'm out and about for any of the locals. But I also put the file up on my file share. So if anybody wants to download that and print it, it's a real quick print. It's like 6 minutes.
Can we include one of those in the Chrome Tono just for reasons?
Ooh. Oh, look.
Yes.
Are we possibly adding something to the Chrome Tono already?
Maybe, possibly.
Something else.
Of course, I've got tons of them.
The key.
I literally I set up a job and I printed like a whole. Oh, and there they go. I printed a whole stack of them. The other thing that I've got for Workbench, and this is going to be an experience for me too. So because I haven't opened this, so after we record next week, I'm getting up the next morning and getting on a plane and flying to Rhode Island, and I'll be at Rhode Island Comic Con with Sonnenfeld and friends for the weekend. And Sonnenfeld's got an Indiana Jones, and we joked at one point that I should be Henry Jones Sr., which is funny for many reasons. So I actually have the whole suit. I have all the pieces. They're here. It's ready to go. And one of the last pieces came, and it is the diary. And so it came wrapped up. Dude. It came wrapped up in parchment paper or like newspaper with twine on it, and it's got like the little seals. I gotta open
and leave it and get a second one.
I know. So you can open that one. No, because sure. Government spending 2 for twice the price. I'm not doing that. But it's got like fake stamps on the front and the postmark, and it's addressed to Indiana Jones at Barnett College, Hamilton Hall, and Grove Avenue, Fairfield, New York. So we're going to open this up and see what's inside. So I'm going to untie the twine.
It's going to be something lame.
I hope not.
It's going to be just a ball of paper.
Their Etsy listing is going to get a review.
What if that was the whole thing? It was like that was the listing.
No, I knew from the description. Okay, so
if you open it, there's nothing in there. Okay.
So
there's a brick inside.
In there. Foam. So there's the book, leather bound,
right,
and then there's all these extra pieces. And I think the idea is you put them. I've got to take these extra little leaflets and insert them into the book at random places. So it just looks like I've just stuffed all kinds of craziness into this book.
Dude, where are those like maps that we can actually go find?
We're gonna find out. So I'm gonna open the book up first. Oh, see, there's already stuff.
This is so cool.
There's already stuff.
So while you're opening that, like I love when like the prop community builds this like ephemera from movies that's like it's not just a prop, but then like it's accurate, you know, like it's a book, and then they decide to put things
Like
into
the packaging,
it that would be there.
everything is
Right.
exactly
Look
part
at
of
okay,
it.
There's
so all
a-
of these things fell
yeah.
out of the first page of the book. So there's like a ticket, there's like a $1 bill, there's like all, like stamps and all of these extra little
Dude, that's
things, and they're all
awesome.
like in the right color and printed on different kinds of paper.
It's all the
So
props
that just
go
fell out
with
of the
it,
front
right?
of the book. So in the book, it all looks like it's all handwritten. Oh my gosh, look at all this.
Dude,
That's rad.
Some of it's written sideways.
It's like his diary,
Yeah.
but for real, for realsies.
That could not have been
This is-
inexpensive.
This is rad. Okay, wait. All right,
Yeah,
so let's
that-
look at some of
that
these
wasn't
little
free.
things. So here's a map or something that was in. This thing is not small. Okay, so it's a map. I don't even know what it is because I'm showing you guys. Basically, all of Europe and Asia.
You need to like draw the little red dotted lines on there
With the little picture of the airplane
family
flying.
circus.
with a little plane. Yeah.
Okay, so there's one thing specific that I'm looking for here. It better be here. I'm hoping. Oh my gosh! Like all of this stuff. There's like, what is this?
The
Like,
dog Indiana.
there's like a list of like
rock.
all of the train stations that the train stops at. Newspaper clippings. There's what?
Your mother's a whore, Trebek.
On
There's
the
sheet music. There's sheet music for something in here. What is this?
on the RPF right now, there's a an interest, not an interest thread, but there's like a build thread going on for Magnoli
Ma-
costumers.
Yeah.
Magniami. Is it?
You all right there? Did you just have a stroke?
I'm sorry,
Did
what?
you have a stroke, John?
John, what?
What was that? But they're doing a Tobin's Spirit Guide from Ghostbusters, and it's like 500 pages, but they're like doing every single page custom.
Tell everybody. So that's the way this is. I'll have to look. I think I read that it does repeat at some point in here. Well,
You would have to, because like doing a whole book it's like writing a book.
It's like writing a whole book.
It's so deep.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
it's like writing a whole book.
I'm thinking this is not repeating. Okay, so I'm gonna have to look through this. What I was looking for was the rubbing that he makes off of the casket, like the.
He uses a page.
Oh, that
the
night.
the
off
tombstone,
the
or the,
tombstone
not
or
the
whatever?
tombstone,
The night
the,
temp-
I was looking for that, but
the stone. Yeah.
so. But what I do have is I have a thing that I can print, and you literally print it, and then you lay paper over it and do the rubbing yourself, and it puts it
no,
creates that. So
You're going to New York, right? With Sonfield?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
But just go visit the Regal Robot booth and go see our buddy Tom, because he's got the prop replica, the casting
that one.
of the movie. Just rub that one.
Yeah, but I'd like to have this before I go.
And then do it in costume.
What is this?
You can rub one,
gonna rub one out?
as Henry Jones.
That's the booth. That's wild.
Stop
That'd be inappropriate.
That's crazy.
in public even.
In New York.
I've got like this is like a stock certificate for something.
That's one free rub.
And look at how like you can even see like the watermark in the paper.
Damon.
It says common. It's like common stock.
Oh, okay.
This is wild. So, anyways, this thing's cool. So I got this off of a seller on Etsy. I actually should have done some homework and figured out, like, had in my notes who that was, so that I could. Someone else go, and I'll look it up and come back to me in a minute, and I'll have that listing for you.
I just want to know how Steven grew his hair for the workbench. Like, did you just like
Yeah.
push really hard, push one out really hard? and
Yeah.
Just
out
yeah.
came some-
I held in my sneeze. It was like
Bam!
boom.
Poofed.
It's like John with his beard, but
Yeah. I
with
had
blonde
to
hair.
shave.
so I'm working on So I redid the PAS. Actually, I did a lot this week because I did maintenance on my printers.
Oh.
And I have a large format printer, the CR10 Max, which came out like 4 years ago.
Is that the one you're printing the Juggernaut on?
And the build plate on the CR10 Max has a 450 by 450 printable build area, but the physical plate itself is 470 by 470.
Whoa.
So I hacked with Tiny Machine's help. We wrote new code for the machine
To go that extra.
to take advantage of the complete 470. So you can print a full size astromech dome, like an R2 dome.
Damn.
You can print it one piece.
A Juggernaut dome.
And then so what I did was, now that the build plate is technically bigger, I threw my Paz Vizsla chest plate on there now, and it fits in one piece.
The whole plate.
Dope.
So that was the first piece that I printed like a month ago, but I had to cut it like down the center. So now I'm reprinting it just in one piece. And what normally would have taken 196 hours or something crazy, thanks to Raimi with his tip of putting on a bigger nozzle.
Yeah. Cut it in half.
My printer now has big nozzle energy.
Uh-oh.
And
Big nozzle energy.
50 hours? What is it, like 70 hours?
well, I was able to take advantage of the lowered print time because it's laying down more plastic.
Right.
I was able to take advantage of that and increase the resolution. The layer height is now 0.16. So it's buttery smooth. But it's still only going to take 72 hours to print.
So you can go crazy and cut your print time way down, like between a quarter and a third of the original time, if you both decrease the walls, which you can do because it's a wider nozzle, and also increase the layer height. So if you want to like really rip through something fast, you can do that. But you don't have to. You could still print at like 0.1 or something crazy, and keep it nice and tight, and get the sort of the horizontal size benefit. So like you're still only doing like 2 walls, which is the equivalent of like 4
Resolution
on
will be
another
better.
nozzle.
Yeah.
But still keep the layer height super low. And so then there's no extra. It's the same amount of sanding you would have had for a 0.4 nozzle, but in half the time.
And just print with no infill like Brian, and you'll be done in like 2 hours.
It's just hollow.
No infill.
But it's hollow. But like if you think about it, most of these things that we print, like a helmet or something, the thickness of the wall is like 3 millimeters anyways. So with a 0.8 and 4 perimeters, you can have 0 infill and it will still be completely solid.
Maybe.
Yeah, when I print with the standard 0.4 nozzle, I'll do 4 walls because I like it like really sturdy. That way, when you're sanding it, you don't just blow through it.
Blast through it. Yeah.
So 4 walls on a 0.4, I can do only 2 walls now on a 0.8, and it's the exact same.
Yeah, it
thickness
should be
of
the same,
plastic.
yeah. It should be the same.
Nice.
So that's that. I've been working on that, and I did want to show this. I have been waiting since 2019. I've been waiting on this, and it finally came in. This is my Max Factory Proton Pack shell.
Oh.
Now, I already have a custom Proton Pack that I've built in the past, made out of fiberglass. The one that I built is just a fan casted piece. The reason that I've waited 4 years for this
Licensed.
is because this is not only is it officially licensed by Sony, this is casted directly from the mold of Egon
It has
Spengler's
lineage,
pack in the movie.
right?
It's got every single
Literal
dip,
lineage.
it's got every single scratch on the hero pack. It's like, it's expensive.
That's dope.
and I took 4 years to get it, but it's here and it's beautiful, and it's fiberglass, and they even glossed over the fiberglass on the inside.
Look at that.
Nice.
So it's like, it's smooth and glossy.
So are you going to build a
all
whole
the
new pack
holes. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you doing?
It's like one of those. It's like one of those. The Max Factory program. It's like one of those things where like you pay for a piece of the pack as it comes up, and then over a certain amount of time, a certain period, then you eventually end up with like a full
Another like
full
every
pack.
couple months you get a piece or something.
Right. So
I get
Oh
it.
wow.
yeah, I have, this is called the Legacy Pack, and every piece on this was casted from the Egon pack.
Is it the
in
80
the 84 movie?
Okay, you answered my question. It's the 84 Egon pack, not the Spengler pack from the recent film.
But yeah, that's it for me. What do you guys got going on?
Well, I'll go quickly. I don't have too much going on. Did I make anything? No, haven't made much. I got these cool screens that we were sort of talking about before. What was it called, Raimi?
Lenticular.
It's a lenticular lens, I guess. Lenticular something. And those are from Marcus Von.
Be careful with your
Renthink.
lenticulars.
What's that? Careful with what?
Just be careful with your lenticles.
With your lenticles? They're fine. They're lenticular.
Can you scratch it? Can you scratch?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes
Your-
that scratchy
yeah.
Oh yeah.
there it
Yeah.
is.
That's
how you
That's how you know
DJ
it's
in elementary
legitimately
school back in the 80s.
lenticular, right?
Lenticular ASMR.
Right.
In the 80s, that's when you were a DJ.
Remember the rulers, the Trapper Keeper, like the rulers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of that. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. Yeah. Oh, no, I chromed a couple helmets recently, but that's it. There's not much.
Which ones were those?
That's just a
chromed,
normal day of the week for
one
you.
was-
I'm painting a Buckeye helmet, one of the Red Mando helmets from season 3, for Daniel Romero, who is the actor who portrayed that character. I'm making him one because I had him sign mine. I made one for myself and had him sign it, and he's like, "Oh, dope!" He was stoked on it. So I was,
That was at Comic-Con, right?
yeah. Were you there? Were you with me?
No, but I saw him the day before you showed
Raimi
up,
was with me.
and you told me, "Hey, that guy."
Yeah. So
Somebody
he's super cool. But anyway, I promised him I would make him a helmet, and he told me then his next con is LA Comic Con. So I'm like, all right, I'll have it done by LA Comic Con. So I'm like, oh damn, I got to make this thing.
Dude, have you guys seen the lineup for LA
It is
Comic Con?
stacked.
It just keeps building and building. I think now they have like the whole Harry Potter cast. they've got basically the whole crew for Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Now they've got Harry Potter there too. I think Doctor Who's going to be there, like the whole cast. And they're not just getting, that's the cool thing is like, I don't know what company is running LA Comic Con. It's not Reed Pop and it's not the San Diego people, but whatever booker that they have, I like that they're getting like entire,
Like the full
like,
lineup
series,
Yeah.
the full cast. Yeah. Cause if I'm going to pay to go to a con and I'm going to pay for
Knock
a
it
hotel,
all
I'm
out,
going to pay
right.
for autographs and all, I want to just do I want to get them all there. And then imagine like getting like something signed, like a poster or a prop or a helmet or something. But now instead of just one person, you could literally just like go down the line and
Right, just get the same thing, like a helmet or something signed by everyone. Boom.
yeah.
Sick.
I wonder when is it? It's like in December, right?
December, first
Before
weekend of
Christmas.
December, yeah. It's first, second, and third. I
I
think.
wonder if we could get something with like everybody's signature and add it to the Chrome Tono. We'll work on that. I'll look into that. Look into that.
I built nothing. I'm done.
Nice.
I'm too busy, dude.
You built a matrimony.
Here's for anybody watching the YouTube. So the Grail Diary. Here's the listing on Etsy. So,
34
Bell
bucks, dude.
Fleurs, BELLEFLEURS 7 on Etsy. It's usually $49. It's on sale right now for $34.30. Look at that.
How is that cheap?
What?
I know. This thing's legit too. So I'm very happy with this thing.
So that's
they're
how
gonna
it has
do
to
a
Dude,
good
look,
the
right?
Ghostbusters one is like $500.
Yeah,
Wow.
well,
And this
maybe
one
you should
looks
talk to this
legit.
person and ask them to get in on that and do it for less. So that's it.
I want. You know what? Harry. You know what Indiana Jones prop I really want is the fertility idol, the gold one.
Oh yeah,
The one with
That's
this
the one I
little
want. But I want
thing out.
what?
What?
What? But I want Chrome and Go to like chrome it in gold.
Ooh, I have
So
a
it's
bunch
like-
of different
it's like
golds
legit.
from Imperial Surface. Sorry,
Okay.
I have a bunch. I have like 5 different varieties.
I'll resin print that and then I'll get it in the. Can I get it in the queue?
Throw it in the queue, baby. Throw it in the queue. Cool. You guys can come over. We can all
Dude,
we can all paint it.
$34 for that book is.
That's insane.
Dude,
I don't know how they're doing it for 34.
You're
There's,
like, I'm buying
there's
one.
more than $34 worth of just printing.
I
on
got.
this
I'm
thing.
buying it right now.
For real. This thing's rad.
I'm buying it.
It's on sale.
Wait! Don't buy it yet. I need to buy.
I'm buying
mine
it.
too.
No,
There's only one left.
I'm getting it.
I'm
funny.
sure there will be
Yeah,
more
I'm
if
getting
they
it,
if they sell out. So
No, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. No.
Get it quick.
I need the link. Where'd the
One
link
left,
go?
One left. 0 left. Oh no.
Steph!
Oh no, none left.
I need the link.
0 left.
did
there's
Steph
2 left.
did Steph have the link to
Oh,
this?
Joe
No?
got it. See ya,
Just
sucker.
look it up by the name.
Look it
I
up.
got the last one, yo.
Did you?
Joe got it.
Steven, I'll let you borrow it.
Damn,
Steven.
he said you can look at it.
I just
Where did it say there was only one?
No,
He said
there
you
is-
can look
there's
at it
more.
from a distance.
There's more. I had to have one, dude. That thing looks so
Dude,
much.
there's only
so
0
cool.
left. Dude, come on.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Bellfleur.
I hate your
7.
sales tactics, John. Hey, what clone helmets are you painting next?
You know what?
What's the next trio?
Well, is this Workbench? Oh, it is Workbench. Damn. Well, okay. So we spoke about it in the chat a little bit. So I've been trying to think. I can do clones, and I may do another set of 3 clones. But what I think I'm going to do now is I have the mold for the red Mando from The Mandalorian. Why not do a run of those? And I had in mind to do busts of that character, but those are not very in demand at the moment, I think. It'd be harder to sell those, I think, than it would be to sell the individual helmets. So I'm going to do that. And I guess I could do it simultaneously. I need to buy more resin. It's a lot of resin to do that many helmets. But I'll do... So to answer your question, I might do a new battalion. I might do the 212th.
Yellow boys.
Yeah.
Why don't you just do Waxer and Boyle?
Well, I was thinking Waxer, Boyle, and a Grunt. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like, yellow squad. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But I also...
Joe, you have a Waxer, right?
Yeah, I got a waxer
He
and a
has
boil.
both.
Oh, you have both?
Yeah. He did the Boyle. For those that don't know, I am the CRL model for Phase 2 Boyle in the animated configuration. Yes.
Okay, which is the one that has Numa on it?
The one that has Numa is Waxer.
Waxer.
That's the cooler one.
And he's got a
Oh,
little
dude,
droid
there's
in
a
the back.
droid on
Battle
the
droid.
back?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's Waxer. And then Boyle has it's like a Mandalorian dart or something. Right?
Cool.
And the triangle.
I mean, I like your bust more than the helmet.
Yeah,
I ordered
but the
one.
thing is, I don't think anyone's going to spend the type of money a bust would run. Because the bust is essentially, it's not just the helmet, it's also essentially the upper half of the armor to the bicep.
That's that's a display
It's
piece,
dope.
man. When we were
It is
at the
dope.
when we were at the
It does look
heroes
cool.
when we were at the heroes and villains pop up, and they had the Mandalorian bust there. I mean, it's nothing that I haven't seen before, but I was just like gravitating.
I'm not saying it's not
to it,
dope.
you know,
it
like-
is dope. And I'm not saying it in it because I was thinking like, man, I could do like a completely wearable version where you can literally take all the stuff off, even the flight, like it could be the top half of a flight suit, just fold it in nicely so it doesn't, it doesn't fall down. So it displays a certain way. All the armor is wearable. It's just Velcroed on or something. The helmet's wearable, whatever. Which is simple. It's easy because it's just armor.
So you're essentially buying like half a costume at that point.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think people are going to want to spend that type of money as opposed to just getting a helmet. It's just a lot of work.
It's a big piece.
Yeah,
it's a big piece.
Unless someone commits to it, unless they're like, "Yo, here is a deposit. I want it." I'm like, "All right, cool." Then I'd be down for as many as people would commit to. But otherwise,
I'll tell you what, man. Like something, John. Like, I mean, it is a big piece, and you wonder, like, would anybody buy it? But there's a lot of my coworkers, like, they're my age, dude. We're in our like 40s and 50s, and we love Star Wars.
Some people have that.
Those people have the cash.
Yeah,
Well, it's not about that. It's not so much about that.
They would buy that one thing because they love it.
It's they're only allowed to, like, for some people out there, their domestic partner will only allow like one area.
Imagine that. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Bringing home
they're not in the
half
community.
A costume of a character, right?
But they're huge fans of it, and they're just not. They're on the outskirts of the community. They probably would love to be in the community. That's just they just have different things, but they love Star
and not
Wars.
only that, so
they don't get to display 16 helmets in the back. They get to just display one.
Well,
Yep.
Well,
and it needs to be good. Therefore, John.
No. But so in terms of the bust, I would be down to do a custom Mando bust because I can source the armor. I can make some of it, and I can source the rest of it. And then the soft parts, we would have to source that as well. But you could make any custom Mando bust if someone would just, be like, "Yo, let's go for it." Which is the hardest part. Yeah, because I don't want to gamble.
For a new spouse, then.
What's that?
Tyler in the YouTube chat said, "Time for a new spouse." Then, LOL.
Oh damn.
Dang.
Yeah.
I will trade you a Henry Jones diary for a bust.
Ooh, what? 30? What is it?
It's got like. Well, I mean, it's not about the money.
Look at all this extra stuff that it comes with.
It's pretty cool, but I haven't seen that movie, so not really.
What?
Can you say that? I actually knew this, but can you say that again for the audience, John?
I know we've
I'm
known
not
that,
gonna
but
repeat
John,
myself.
dude,
You're gonna have to
be careful,
rewind
people.
It
We have
back 10
listeners
seconds when you're listening.
Dude.
Yeah. Wow. Star Wars.
Hey, Raimi.
Hey, Steven.
We're being hailed. This encryption's new. This might take a while.
Okay, we talked last week, I think it was last week, about some news that came out of the New York Comic-Con Lucasfilm Publishing panel. But there was one book mentioned in that panel that slipped past our original review. But thanks to our official live stream chat moderator, Stephanie, we have another book on the list worth mentioning. So, Star Wars Dad Jokes is a book officially licensed from Lucasfilm that is coming out. It's called Star Wars Dad Jokes, the best, worst jokes and puns from a galaxy far, far away. So written by Kelly Knox and illustrated by Johnny Sampson. So the synopsis reads, a Jedi Master fights with a lightsaber, but a Jedi Father wields the most powerful weapon of all, comedy. Fight the Sith with the knee-slapping, groan-inducing power of these Star Wars-inspired dad jokes, or join the dark side and terrorize your family and friends with an army of bad puns. The perfect balance of hokey and wholesome, Star Wars dad jokes is sure to slip through any defenses and have even the most serious of Padawans rolling their eyes. So that's going to hit bookstores on April 2nd of next year.
Our chat last week had people commenting about that book as we were like progressing through the news, and they're like, "I'm sure they're going to talk about it any minute now," and we kind of just bulldoze through it. So I'm glad you were able to mention it this week.
Is that book by us?
Should have been. We
no, although we might have to reach out to this Kelly Knox and see if we can get her on the show.
Oh, Kelly Knox. I know her. She interviewed me for StarWars.com like a couple years ago when she did a Hunter expose or like a cosplay thing. and I was Hunter. It's on my Twitter. It's actually
But
my
think
Got
about
one
it,
job to
it's-
do now, John.
Kelly
Go do it.
Knox.
It's Star Wars. It's Disney Star Wars. So that book probably has like safe jokes in there.
I would assume.
So we need to write. We would have to write like
parental
the
discretion
other version. Yeah.
for parents.
The-
Jokes by
the-
parents for parents.
The Sith
not for your
edition,
children.
the dark side edition.
Master edition.
Okay. According to the Hollywood Reporter, a 20-inch model of the Red Leader X-wing fighter sold at Heritage Auction for a cool $3.1 million, setting the record for the most expensive Star Wars screen-used prop ever sold at an auction. So this thing was built by Industrial Light and Magic for Episode 4: A New Hope, and it's essentially like the Red One X-wing. It was one of just 4 Hero filming miniatures that had articulating servo-controlled wings, so this one did like move and had lights. The Hero models were built for close-ups and used in the final battle, including the trench run. So a quote here says, "This model has not been displayed or modified since it left ILM." VFX historian Gene Kozicki told The Hollywood Reporter in a recent interview, "For those of us that grew up in the 70s or 80s and those of us that work in VFX, this model is as significant a find as the Ruby Red Slippers or the Maltese Falcon." He noted that there were stories of Hero models that were unaccounted for when ILM moved north to the San Francisco area from San Fernando Valley in '78. "So we never could confirm anything," said Kozicki, one of the handful of VFX vets who recently found the model while helping somebody's family catalog their collection. It became something of a mythical white whale, the missing Star Wars X-wing. So $3.1 million for this thing. That's crazy.
Worth it.
I read that they were expecting to get like 400,000 at auction.
Yeah, I think they
They're
did.
like,
I think they did a little bit better than that. But yeah. Okay, so unfortunately, due to the ongoing SAG strike, Amon Esfandi wasn't able to do as much PR for his appearances as Ezra Bridger in Ahsoka, but the official Star Wars social media accounts had previously recorded some material with him, and they published some of it this week. So in that, he says, "I take Ezra Bridger as a real person. He's so smart and so gifted. He's grown into himself a lot more. He's become a much stronger Jedi, and even more so, he's become more of a family member amongst his team and crew of rebels. Because also I already felt so connected to Ezra and felt like he was there whenever I needed him. I just felt that inspiration." But yeah, Ezra, young kid with a lot of heart. So in that, there was also some additional Filoni interview footage that was released in the same campaign this week. And he had this to say about being able to add a little bit of himself to Star Wars. "We all bring a little bit to Star Wars of what we like and what we hope it fits into the galaxy. George Lucas created this galaxy. He created these dynamics, Jedi, Sith, all these things I play with, and I've been fortunate that he taught me a lot of things. I'm always doing my best to follow what he taught me, and my nature comes into it. So you get space whales and wolves, That's all part of it." So those can be seen on the Star Wars social media accounts. Did your hoodie change color, Steven, or is it just the lighting different now?
He took off
hair
his wig.
changed color.
I literally think that
His
your wig
headband.
was so bright that it was washing out your stream, because I did not realize that hoodie was rainbow until just now.
Yeah.
He's no longer Ken enough.
I'm Knuff.
He's Rain
I'm
Benough.
Knuff.
He's Stevin.
So director Sean Levy is doing a press tour for his upcoming Netflix series, All the Light We Cannot See. So he did an interview with Variety, and in it he mentioned his first meeting with LFL President Kathleen Kennedy. He said, now, I think this is all about a film that hasn't even officially been confirmed, right? We know of 3 films that are coming. They announced them at Celebration. I don't know that this one's ever been officially spoken about by Lucasfilm that I remember. But he said, "When Kathy Kennedy brought me on board to make a Star Wars movie, her central mandate to me was, I want a Sean Levy movie. I want a story and a tone that reflects you and your taste and what you bring to your movies with a Star Wars story. So I felt extremely empowered. We are in early days, unfortunately, because the development process was abruptly paused due to the strike. but I feel very empowered to trust my instincts in the development of this story and movie. The experience that I'm currently having with Marvel and on Deadpool is showing me firsthand that it is indeed really possible to feel empowered and personal about making a movie within a universe that is bigger than any one film. My Deadpool movie is turning out to be exactly what Ryan Reynolds and I had hoped when we started off. So I'm going into the development of my Star Wars movie with similar optimism and faith that my instincts will be allowed to lead the way. So Variety asked one other question. So I guess he's buddies with Adam Driver in real life. So they asked sort of a tongue-in-cheek question about that, saying if he's actually planning on doing a prequel film to The Force Awakens focused on Driver's Kylo Ren. And Levy had this to say in response. He said, "Your words, not mine. As you know, Adam is a buddy, and I've always been a huge fan of Kylo Ren, but no comment." So that would be interesting. It's too bad Brian's not here because he's always saying we need more sequel era content.
Yeah, I'm down for a prequel.
I don't care,
Kylo. Yeah.
I don't care what timeline he makes the movie from. I'm just a huge Sean Levy fan. Like, did you guys watch the Adam Project on Netflix?
Mm-mm.
Dude, you guys have to watch it. It's like it almost feels like one of those like 90s movies. What was the director that did Home Alone and Ferris Bueller and all those?
Dude, you're killing me. John Hughes?
Come on, Raimi. Thank you.
Jeez.
It feels like a John Hughes movie, but with like time travel and modern like movie making techniques and stuff.
I did watch that. It was good. The Adam Project.
It's good. And it's starring Ryan Reynolds and that kid. And then they're saying that kid They're saying that the kid is so much like Ryan Reynolds that he's going to be Kid Deadpool in the Deadpool 3. But yeah, he's a director that can definitely bring good things to the franchise.
So, and that is it for the news.
Why did you make me do this?
Guess you have a choice. You want a war? Or do you want to just give me a gun?
My father, he go toilet on my hands.
Oh my God.
Urine is 35 degrees Celsius, staves off the frostbite.
How is this relevant?
You know, fathers.
That's right, everybody. Another week and another episode of Hunter's Hard Drive. We're going to be talking about Loki Season 2 because that's what's happening right now. And we missed the second episode last week, right? Because we didn't talk about it, right? Okay. Right? What? Yeah? No? Yeah?
We didn't want to put you to...
Yeah, because we had a guest on and we didn't want to put him through that. But we're going to put all of you guys through it. So
we didn't want to subject him to that.
We don't want him to sit through that, but you guys can sit through it.
We didn't want to put him through our show.
Right. Well, yeah, we gave him a break. Anyway, so Season 2, Episode 2 called Breaking Bad with a runtime of 52 minutes, directed by Dan Deliu, which had a directorial debut. He was the AD for Avengers Endgame, Eternals, and Ant-Man Quantumania. Written by Eric Martin, music by Natalie Holt. And with the TVA on the verge of a temporal meltdown, Loki and Mobius will stop at nothing to find Sylvie. For me, I feel like the season is going a little bit all over the place, and I haven't had the not time, but I haven't had like the mental concentration to sit down and really absorb it correctly. Because I've watched it all. I watched this one and the latest one, and it's been hard. And I've been a bit distracted because I either have to pause it and go do something or come back or whatever. And there is a lot of back and forth and a bit of time travel and stuff. So have you guys been able to keep up and enjoy it? 'Cause I'm not enjoying it, but I'm not absolutely loving it like I thought I might, because I did love Season 1. So anyone, go ahead. Raimi.
You do have to concentrate. You can't like have this on in the background and be doing something else and expect to get anything out of it because it is complicated.
Right.
I in episode 1 I loved Obi's the Obi character.
Right.
I wish he had been in these two a little more. So we see what Renslayer is her name, right? She's going back in time and finding one of He Who Shall Remain's variants.
Well,
right?
that's for episode 3. We're talking about episode 2 right now.
I know. I'm going to be bad about like trying to break down the difference because I watched them back to back. So to me, it was just one big thing. But
well, right now they're trying to like stop that temporal loom from because all the time.
No, I thought isn't it episode 2 where they go like hunting for the
Brad. It's Breaking Brad. The guy
Oh,
that became
Breaking
an actor.
Brad,
But-
not bad.
they're trying to
But
find
all-
Right.
right, yeah, they go
also-
back and
That's
they
who they
find out.
find.
all those timelines are being destroyed, right? And they're trying to figure out how do we stop that from happening because those are lives
Those are people,
that are being
variants,
lost.
right.
How cool was it to see the 1980 whatever McDonald's?
Yeah.
Like,
when they
oh,
find
man.
Sylvia at the
I
end
want-
and she's like, I want nothing to do with you.
I wanted to walk in there. And just like
And what,
don't know.
smoke a cigarette?
no,
on the smoking side. Do you guys remember that?
I wanted to jump in the
The smoking section?
I want to jump in the ball pit.
Oh.
I want to jump in the ball pit.
The ball pit was...
There was no
that
ball
was
pit,
later.
dude. There was the outdoor Grimace
play
and
place, yeah.
Hamburglar,
Yeah.
but it was all made out of metal.
Dude. And it was like a cage.
It was all made out of
You
metal.
could go inside it.
And it was
like a cage.
sizzling hot in the summer. You get burned, and that's where
It was like hard
That's where we
plastic.
became
and,
men.
Yeah. You would fall off and hurt yourself.
men and women. Oh yeah, just get back up. And
Yeah, the ball
keep
pits were
going.
later.
Oh, okay.
All right. Anyway, so this episode... All right.
I like
whatever.
I like that we got to see Loki using some of his powers to like catch.
Yes. When he
Because
caught
like
Brad.
so much of the show is just Loki being like a normal guy, and like you almost forget that he's actually got these abilities that no one else has. So it's nice to see him use them once in a while. So he does.
Dude, his shadows on the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
the shadows had the big horns.
Yeah.
That was
And even
awesome.
Mobius didn't realize like which one was the right one because he was talking to one of the copies, and then when Loki turns it all off, he's actually like standing off to the side, like, oh no, way over here.
Right. Yeah.
Now I don't. What was interesting was when they were trying to. It was torture tactics, right? Brad, when they caught him, and they're trying to pull information out of him, and he's just being a complete dick, like just complete a-hole. I'm doing everything but cuss right now, but he's so. God, you just
He was
wanna
a
punch him in
jerk.
the
Yeah.
face,
He was
but you
being a
can't,
huge
right?
jerk.
Yeah. So instead, they're going to use that machine. And what was that machine supposed to do? It kept shrinking the box.
I
right? They
think
put him in a
I think
box.
it was gonna crush him.
That was the
Like,
whole point.
was-
Yeah. He was just going to crush
was
him
that
out of
gonna-
existence or whatever.
Because if you look where he was like sitting when they entered the room, and he was like sitting on a stool, his platform that he was on was like a grate, like a metal grate.
So that thing got crushed. I might have missed it. It got crushed.
So if that thing crushes, if they use that thing to crush whoever's in it, then they just like drip down the
Into
grate.
the grate. Right.
Okay. See, I didn't realize that. That's kind of cool. But I thought it like disappeared into another dimension or something like that. I didn't realize that stool or whatever was crushed. Now that's cool. Like you're gonna smash him and just
Oh, I guess it could
Yeah.
go to another
Jello.
dimension, right?
Brad Jello.
Bragello.
Anyways, he ended up. What was interesting is that he got is it Mobius? He ended up like breaking Mobius a little bit
Yeah.
He got them all to react.
about his
Yeah.
past, getting him to wonder what was your life like, and then I heard somebody say that they think the young guy at the McDonald's is him. It's I heard something.
It
I don't
could
know.
be,
Wow.
but like because they're doing it based off like Owen Wilson's accent, but then where he said that his character
It's from.
could have been from. But
Yeah,
then-
see,
With the lake.
because he's from Kansas, right, or whatever, and this is like in the middle of nowhere. But if he dropped us a good like just wow,
Wow.
that would like immediately
We would know.
connect
Then we
the
would know.
dots to How would you like to order a McWow nuggets right now?
But one of the things that I've learned watching Loki, season 2, like going back and watching, because I couldn't remember last week's episode for tonight, so I had to go back and watch it. You really have to pay attention when they go through the portal doors, and they tell you like where and when they are. You have to pay attention. Does it say sacred timeline or branch timeline? Right. Because like that is what makes all the difference. So yeah, that could have been Mobius, like a younger version of Mobius, but in that branch timeline. So like a version of him who will never be the TVA.
That branch was going to be dissolved, right? That was the problem.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
which I'll get into it. Like I'll get into that more when we talk about episode 3 because I have theories.
Yeah,
but
But they ended up. I think at the end of that episode, they end up finding what's her face,
Sylvie Dog,
the mom. Is it the mom? Is it the mom? Because they had a weird connection in that first episode. Mom of Brad, but she was the one that was sending out all those folks to blow up all those timelines. Remember, like take detonators.
Yeah,
she was like
is it the mom? Because they were like. They were acting really weird that first episode, right?
They just bumped heads, but the way they did it, I'm hoping it's mom and son. Because if it's mom and son, then it's okay. It's like, oh, okay. But if not, it's like,
hey man,
a little weird.
Don't
if you
don't
like
judge
women. If you like, sorry, experienced. Not
yeah.
Older, but anyways,
well, cool.
Anywho, she was blowing up a bunch of timelines,
and it didn't even work. It didn't work. It ended. I mean,
no, it did.
They blew a bunch of them up, right? But they stopped it in the middle somewhere.
Shouldn't that have relieved stress on the loom? Like
it did.
Did it though?
It did,
but not all.
They're still trying to stop it from getting all messed up.
Can we talk about episode 3 yet?
Well, let's move on. Okay, so thank you guys for that. Season 2, episode 3, titled 1893. 56-minute runtime, directed by Kasra Farahani, written by Eric Martin, music by Natalie Holt. Loki and Mobius go on the hunt to find everyone's favorite cartoon clock as they try to save the TVA. So
when in the beginning of episode 3, when they're in front of the loom and it's like it's going like berserk again, OB says that while the branches were contained a little bit, they're branching even more now. It's like shattering even more. And so he's like, we're going to die.
Right.
And then Mobius is like, well, you can hack it. He's like, I can hack it? I can do that? And he's like, well, no, I think you can. Can't you?
Well, he wrote the manual, so he should be able to, right?
Right. Well, and they also go back in time as the synopsis implied. And they find, what's his name? Timely. What's his first name?
Victor Timely.
Victor, is that it? Victor Timely? And he's like already like he is the past version of Kang, but doesn't essentially realize it yet that he has the power that he will have eventually.
So this is what I wanted to talk about with the branched versus sacred, right? What the heck did He Who Remains? I want to know, like, what did he do that he gave his, like, dying set of instructions to Renslayer and Miss Minutes to say, okay, if anything ever happens to me, go to this spot in the timeline and find this little kid and give him this book and all that, because that's the sacred timeline. So why is there another version of Kang at that moment? Like,
well, because the other one died already, right?
The other one died, but
at the end of time. Doesn't he still exist in the past though?
But this is a different timeline, right?
But it's a different Kang. It's not He Who Remains. It's Victor Timely,
okay,
which is a completely different variant of Kang. So how can you have multiple variants in the sacred timeline?
Well,
that's what I
Kang.
want.
Because Kang travels through.
You can move from one timeline to the other, right? I mean,
Kang can.
Clearly, they are in the show.
What he's doing.
So did he He Who Remains kidnap like younger versions of himself from other timelines and then stash himself in Sacred Timeline?
To
in
ensure
time
that he
somewhere, yeah.
survives, or
To
what?
ensure, like, if I
Uh-huh.
go down, go pick up a different version of me at this point in time or whatever.
There'll be a million of me in this time.
Maybe.
Because in Sacred Timeline, there is, was it Ramatut?
Right, but isn't
the-
Victor Timely the one
the-
that goes back and becomes all those people? Am I mistaken?
Maybe Victor Time is like the Jango Fett of Loki. Like he's the clone template.
No. I think he's the one that goes back and becomes. He goes to Egypt, conquers Egypt, and then doesn't he go into the future? Doesn't he become all the versions?
But you're talking comics.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Like, they've already
they gotta
changed
get it
so
from somewhere.
much.
Yeah, but there's influence. Who knows? Yeah, I'm.
I don't know.
Talking about,
Maybe it'll be clarified next episode or
Maybe.
following episodes.
but
I do have kind of like, and I noticed it in episode 2 and I noticed it in episode 3. And I know I don't know if I mentioned it to just you guys in our chat or if I mentioned it when we were talking about the first episode, that the writers of the show were like so pleased with their work on Loki season 2 that it's the first Marvel project that had 0 reshoots.
I think you
Good for
said
them.
that the first episode.
I might have, yeah. So, but I don't like how, because of that, they're filling in so much of the stuff like in post-production, like through editing, voiceovers and all that stuff. Cause I think that's where I'm getting the disconnect on like trying to follow along. Cause there's like there's some moments in the show where they just
Where they
like
lose you.
where they just like the show just opens and all of a sudden they're somewhere and like they're like in the middle of a mission and I'm just like, wait, did I
Dude, it's kind of like Tarantino, right? Like you
Did
don't
I,
think
like-
they're
That's-
gonna,
yeah.
they're
did I
gonna
miss
show
an episode?
that's why I'm like,
they're
it's
gonna
it's
explain
so
more
quick.
as you go with the season.
yeah.
And yeah,
But I'm just hoping, like, that's my only critique and we're only like a few episodes in. I'm just hoping by the end of the season it makes sense. Kind of like how The Witcher, remember, like, you watch the first few episodes of Witcher and it's just like you have no idea what's going on, but by episode like 3 or 4 then you realize that everything was out of order what you were watching and then they put it into order for you.
Right.
Yeah, it's like Tarantino.
Yeah, because it's supposed to tie into Deadpool and that's what I want to see.
okay. Isn't that the Void and all that?
Yeah.
So are we going to see the Void in season 2? Is that what you think? Maybe
I think
Goliath
they're
is gone,
keeping the Void.
apparently.
I think they're keeping the Void for
For
Deadpool.
Deadpool. Okay, cool. Well, if that's all you guys have to say about that, we will end it there.
I think we're still keeping it on the hard drive, though, right?
Yeah. Loki's
Yeah,
cool.
I want to keep.
I'm down with Loki.
chatting about
We're
it.
all down with Loki.
I like Loki. I mean,
You don't have to
I'm
email
still
it
confused
home.
half
Like
the time,
Remy says sometimes.
but I like. it.
Hiddleston is just like, you can tell that he's so comfortable with this version of the character now that, I mean, as soon as season 2 starts, he's just firing on all 8 cylinders, like from the get
It
go.
feels natural, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I
and
like
it-
him as an actor. I like the character.
Yeah.
Just something about him is just awesome. It's pretty rad.
I think my favorite parts of the show are when they're like, just when it's him and Mobius sitting at a table talking, like eating pie,
eating key lime
Yeah.
pie.
or
Dude, there's just nothing but key lime pie everywhere in that room. It's so weird.
did you see the poster in the background? How their break says only take a 17-minute break, like once a week. I was like, what?
What's up with 17?
I don't know.
Is there an echo in here?
Yes,
What?
I'm Echo.
Okay, I don't know if anybody else did their homework. This doesn't need to be me every week. I do have one from
I
a
said
listener
one
though.
last week.
Okay.
So did Brian.
So I've got one from a listener. This one came in from our friend Dad Tueen. So, and this is a Halloween themed joke. So what does a ghost call its mom and dad?
What?
Transparents.
Oh.
Because you can see through them.
Because they're transparent. Ghosts. And their parents.
And their ghosts.
Oh my gosh. I almost feel like, Steven, I don't know if it's going to get you to laugh. We should probably put water in our mouth. Everybody else.
Oh my goodness. That would
Oh, you want to do spit takes?
We would spit on our
Spit
computers?
takes.
That would suck.
We have something to spit. No, well, we can spit down. I don't know if you want to try it.
Well,
Who's got a joke? You got a joke? John?
I don't have a joke now. I had one last week.
I have one from the book that comes out next April.
Oh.
If you guys want. So, okay. So what kind of stories do Wookiee parents tell at bedtime? Hairy tales. It's from the book, guys. It's from the book, guys.
Almost got me. Almost got me.
Hairy tales.
I think this proves that the Dad Batch edition, the Sith edition of the dad jokes would be better.
You have one, Steven?
Yeah. How do...
Hold on.
Okay. How do Sith Lords say goodbye? Darth later.
Oof.
Is there an echo in here?
Yes,
What?
I'm Echo.
I'm clearing my nose out though. That's about it, but not spitting. All right. Why did the skeleton quit their job?
Because
their heart just wasn't in it. So bad. All right.
We should probably screen these jokes before we.
We should probably.
No, they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be bad.
I mean, they're dad jokes, right? They're supposed to.
Bad dad jokes. I got it.
Bad joke.
I can do one more from the book if you guys want. You guys are wondering how I got all these jokes from a book that doesn't come out until April.
How did you?
Because you wrote it.
No, I did not.
What?
Okay, why do the warriors of Mandalore leave their helmets on? Because it's Mandatorian.
Oh man.
Okay, we should just start.
Yeah.
Those were they're actually the only two that I have from the book. So.
For your information, the stinger of a Yalvik queen is a delicacy on some planets.
This is I love the fact that we're doing this Chrome Tono gift giving, whatever you want to call it, experience around this nonprofit on our sleeves.
I like that you say it slower now.
It's pretty cool. What's that? Yeah, I have to say Chrome Tono so slow. I have to think about it because I have a checkered past.
Yep.
With
You're infamous.
Anywho, I was just looking at the website, and I highly encourage people to check out their website because, in fact, Rami recommended it last week, I believe. And so I was snooping around, and I came across this article, how-to guides. So if you're a parent and you have kiddos and, being dad batch folks, we have little kiddos. 10 tips to stay mentally healthy. And one of them was about habits. Like how do you develop good habits? I know for a fact, like most young ones get so like immersed into video games and that's all they want to do 24/7. And so, that's their form of socializing because they feel like they're talking to folks that are on the other side of that screen. But is that necessarily a great habit to carry on? When is too much, right, of one thing? And so just kind of curious, what are some of the habits that, or maybe things that you're trying to encourage your kids to do or have done in the past? Just kind of curious. I think it's one of the challenges as parents is, right, we want our kids to develop healthy habits. Screen time is a thing now. It's a big thing now, and it wasn't growing up. For me, I can only imagine the challenges. And don't get me wrong, we had the VHS tape running and the DVDs playing sometimes, just so you can cook and manage the adulting. But what are some of the things you do for your kids to encourage healthy habits, healthy things, so they also don't get stuck on one thing?
Unfortunately, I think the biggest mistake that I made as a parent was buying my kids iPads and Switches, Nintendos, because I had, while I had, good intentions buying it for them, with Minecraft and whatever other games that they play, it gets to be a problem where they're just like, especially like, I don't know, like how maybe it's just because they're young, or maybe it's because it's a generational thing. I don't get it, but they could literally have the TV on, the iPad on, and be on the Switch all at the same time. And then if I like disturb any one of those
any
three
of them
items,
get turned off,
it's a
like,
problem.
"Hey!"
they know immediately. And I'm like, how? Okay. So that being said, yeah, we've had to like really enforce screen time in our house. So like weekdays, they're limited to like an hour of any of the screens. Weekends, they get a little bit more. And then there's like certain block out days or certain block out times of the day. But I'm trying to treat it more like a reward just for doing good, for like good behavior. But to take the place of all that screen time and stuff, I'm just trying to get them out of the house to do just like I think back to the things that like my dad did with me, like on weekends, Saturday morning. I never got to watch Saturday morning cartoons because 7 a.m. Saturday morning, I had to get up, go to the store, like our comic book store, and like be ready to like open up because we had, we had people like in line ready to do that. So, there's that. And there's like that interaction with people. So like we have a local, that's not like not too local to me, but it's like an indoor Comic-Con-esque kind of thing called Frankensons in City of Industry, Azusa. And, so I try and take the boys there as much as I can. Not to buy anything, but literally just to like walk around, check it out. I mean, and like there's times where like I've been able to teach my older son, who's only 6, like how to start haggling for like prices, like, just trying to develop that like, I don't want him to like go into like a grocery store and start haggling for prices, but to be able to have like overcome that discomfort on
interacting with
right,
adults or people.
right,
yeah.
Nice.
So just trying to do that, trying to get him out of the house and just doing like normal outing things, I think is good.
And
to break it up.
I think building off what Steven said, because we have Steven and I have kids of similar ages. My daughter's 4, and he has a son that's 6 and another son that's 3 and a half, 4.
Yeah,
3?
He'll be 4.
He'll be 4 soon. Okay, so they're just about all the same age, and I have the same issue with Amy because she doesn't have her own iPad, but she uses my wife's iPad, who doesn't use it, so it's essentially her iPad, and it's the purple iPad. She calls it the purple iPad because the cover's purple, and it's also an issue. We tried to not have her look at that because she also just watches like Netflix on it or whatever. No real games or anything. But to get her off of that, we get her to either play with toys because she has a ton of toys. We want her to use her imagination, and once in a while we'll see her in the corner laying down like no, like talking and playing with 2 little figures or whatever. She's got a million little things. Or we also have bikes and scooters and stuff, and she'll be like, "Hey, I want to go on a bike ride." And I'm like, "All right, cool." And I'll grab my I've been grabbing my cruiser skateboard, and we've just been rolling down this on the sidewalk together, just her and I, and rolling on the bike, and I'll kind of like push her as I pedal with this. I'll push the skateboard and push her on the bike, and that's been fun. And yeah, and we'll go to the park.
Doesn't she?
Well, but
she paints with you too, right? She does like building.
yeah, well, she does paint. Well, we have like a big roll of like, I don't know what kind of paper it is, but it's a huge roll. So we'll just roll that out and put it on the ground, and we'll be like, "Yo, here's like markers and crayons or whatever, colored pencils." And she'll just go to town. We traced her the other day. She laid down and we traced her whole body, and we're like, "Draw yourself" or whatever. It's like, okay. And so it's a little bit of everything. But yeah, we
actually I forgot to mention during the workbench that my boys both got interested in 3D printing this week because of the Spider-Man helmet.
Yeah.
Like, because I reprinted some of the parts for the Spider-Man thing, and like when they saw it, like literally finish printing, and they see like part of Spider-Man's head is now like
halfway done or whatever,
coming down. Yeah, it's coming off the printer. They're just like, whoa. And then my little one, who's 3, the little the Benchy boat.
Yep. Famous Benchy.
I printed one for him, and I literally like just took it off the printer and like handed it to him.
He's like,
and his eyes, he was just like, oh, it's a special boat for me.
You made this for me, right?
One of a kind.
Yeah.
Amy's been throwing through a bit of a renaissance like that too, with like everything. She's like, tell me more. Like she's like, bathtubs, how do they work? And I'm like, what? Or like stuff like that. Or she'll be like, can you show me how cars are made? And I'm like, oh, sure.
Dude, that's
everything.
That's
Everything is tell me more
right
now.
There. That's awesome.
Like, I don't have anything on me right now, but she'll say something and she'll just be like, this. And I'm like, uh-huh.
It's like Raimi, it's like the insane clown posse. Magnets. How do they work?
Yeah,
How do they work?
Yeah. She's very much that. Whatever those guys are called. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you guys are doing. I mean, I think you guys are doing it intuitively because some of the on our sleeves has this article which I'll post here in the YouTube. But there's 7 things real quick. Build cues into the day. So like certain timing of things. So there's sort of like this routine. There's a cue. When they see that cue, maybe it's like, hey, here's a snack. After the snack, we're going to do this, right? So that's like one thing that I recommend. Just inspire kids to begin. Just start doing something new, right? Make it harder to follow bad habits. So like, hey, if you want to get the TV remote or whatever, you got to do this thing first, So give them a little bit of barrier that they have to get over in order to get the thing that they want. Add healthy habits to replace existing habits. And it's so funny because that's something that we adults forget. I know like I think, John, you quit smoking, but you started playing sports, right? You started being more active.
Good habits.
But if you look back to the first time you quit, you probably just went cold turkey and said, I'm just not going to smoke. And it was probably really challenging.
Yeah, it sucked.
But you replaced it with something good now, and it's working.
Totes.
So I think it's just like for kids, same thing, right?
Yeah.
Encourage habit streaks. So if they do 2 things in a row, 3 things in a row, celebrate it. Like really make a big deal out of it, right? And then give rewards, and then model good behavior is the last one. So obviously they're looking at us all the time.
Dude, I say stuff once in a while. I'll say a bad word, and like I'll be driving, and I'll be like beep, like I'll say it, and she'll be like, "Papi, was that a bad word?" And I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, "Don't repeat it." And she's like, "I'm not repeating it, but was it a bad word?" I'm like, "Yes, it was. I shouldn't have said it." Whatever. But every time, because I'm like, dang, whatever, this. And she's like, "Papi."
Dang ferret.
Yeah.
Dang ferret.
But it's really cute because she's like, "Hold up. Was that a bad word?" I'm like, "Yeah, but don't do what I do. Do what I say."
I think those are all. I think everything that we talked about tonight are good methods of keeping already good mental health of a kid healthy.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about what it would take to like fix someone to get to that point. Like poor mental health, getting to the point where it's like where they are now. You know, like that's my worst fear.
Sure.
That's my worst fear is just like, I don't know, having a
I think
my kid
yeah,
regress or something, or
totally understand that, and I think there's some things you can control and some things you just can't, right? Like how we're born, and you might have like, I don't know what the perfect environment is to grow up in, you know, whatever that may be, and you could still be miserable in that environment just because there's something going on, you know, and there's some things you can control and do, and I think when it's out of your control, that's when you go to help and you go to experts that, you know, this nonprofit on our sleeves can maybe help you with. There's experts out there. But yeah.
Yep. I'm sure we'll have plenty of opportunities to talk about additional content they've got on the site, as well as some of the folks from On Our Sleeves during the campaign. So
we definitely need
save that question. Save that question for them, Stephen. That'll be a good one.
Yeah. And I like that kids are, for the most part, they're just like honest and transparent, because like when I was fixing my kid's Spider-Man costume, half of the side of him is venomized, right? And so I tried like putting black glue on there, and that didn't work. And I'm trying various things. One of the things I tried when his mom wasn't home was, so I was like, okay, put the costume on, kid, right? Now let's go on the side yard and put on this gas mask, and I'm going to plasti dip half your body, half your costume right now, okay? And he's like, okay. So then so
I'm going to report you.
He's got his mask on.
Gas mask on, it's fine.
The hell?
He's got his mask on, and I've got his arms are spread out, and I'm plasti dipping the costume. He's wearing the costume, and I'm plasti dipping half of it. And you know, like spray paint probably feels cold, so he's just like, it tickles, it tickles. Well, it came out really good. It looks like half of it looks venomized,
Okay.
but then when we took the costume off,
he was all spray painted.
Like
it fell off.
like half of his chest is plastic.
It's black,
bro.
So he's got leather skin on top of his
he's waterproof,
skin.
essentially.
You venomized your kids.
So I immediately like took him to the bath and started like,
oh my gosh,
body
stuff.
It's not coming off.
Body scrubbing and all that stuff.
Oh my god.
So like there's like all these like black splotches on him now, like, and so I was like, like if you rub it, it'll come off. But so then like I throw the shirt on him, and what's the first thing he says when his mom comes home?
Guess what we did?
He totally ratted you out, didn't he?
Guess what Dad did?
It wasn't hi mommy. It was
Daddy sprayed me.
Mommy, Dad sprayed me. Look at this black, and he lifts the shirt. It's just all the black stuff, and I was like, oh god.
Hey, you used a gas mask. It was fine.
Yeah, did he mention the gas mask?
You know those warning labels on the back of a can are there for a reason.
For people like
Hey, I'm just glad it wasn't my fault this time.
Don't eat the paint. Don't eat the paint, Joe.
You can't eat plastic dip. Don't do it.
Welcome to Pabu, my home away from home.
Family reunion. Got to have a family reunion. California.
Okay, join us, the Dad Batch, at this year's LA Comic-Con and meet up with cosplayers, makers, and professionals from around the world. The talent that we here on the Dad Batch podcast see each and every day being shared with the world through social media, build parties, and conventions inspires us more than you'll ever know. So we started doing our family reunion events as a way to get the community together to create interactions and memories that build real-world friendships that go beyond everyone's followers list on social media. It's not just your chance to meet us, but it's our chance to meet you. Sure, we get behind these mics every week and talk about what we're doing, but the reality is we're more interested to hear about what everyone else has going on, and these family reunion events are our chance to do just that. And this is your chance to not just join us as we record a podcast, but more importantly, your opportunity to share with us and the community what you're working on, your tips, tricks, and compliments with your fellow artists, and see their amazing work in person too. And add real-life interactions to friendships that otherwise might only ever exist online, and experience for yourself firsthand what we see every day and how this is the best online community and family in the galaxy. So mark your calendars and come hang out with the Dad Batch at LA Comic-Con on Saturday, December 4th at 4 p.m. in panel room 405. Again, that's the Dad Batch live on Saturday, December 4th at 4 p.m. in panel room 405 at LA Comic-Con. And who knows, maybe we'll all go out for Pabu Life after.
Yes.
Yeah. Roll out.
So
Show
that's
what
it.
you're working on.
Yep.
Get
That's
some
huge,
Pabu
bro.
Life.
We got our official, you had a huge list of other guests that were coming to, we've got like the cast of, so many different shows, Ahsoka. I think most of the cast of Lord of the Rings is going to be there, all these other shows. And so the Dad Batch will be there hanging out with all of them.
Saturday, 4:00, LA Comic-Con.
Yep, exactly. In room 405. So,
Dude.
yeah, we got the official email just the other day. So we knew that we actually have known that we were accepted as a panel for the event for a few weeks now, but we finally got our slot in the schedule. So it's time to share it now.
It's official.
It's official.
So is it going to be like 1 hour like last time? We're going to do the show, and then the best part was seeing all the makers like show off their stuff.
We should do it.
That
like,
was so cool.
like
That was the
Monday.
best part.
Yeah.
You know what we should
It'll
do?
be just like
You
That
know
was the best part.
you guys know what we should do on Saturday before the show? We should just commit the whole day to walking workbench.
Oh, 100%.
The four of us just do walking workbenches with everyone at the con, because that's a lot of costumes.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm down.
It's on.
Definitely. And we'll intercept people wearing cool stuff and talk to them. And that'd be cool.
Is that a cat
excited.
cosplayer?
Yeah, this is the.
And there's
And hey, so the timing of that, we will be in the middle of our Chrome Tono, right?
Yes, that'll be dead in the middle. Yep.
Dude, so we could maybe hopefully get a spike wherever we're at in the donations. I mean, if we show up with, hey, if you make a donation today, you might walk away with this.
Oh, if we bring something?
this, maybe. If we bring a few things and we watch the donation go live, right, and we witness it, then you're in the drawing for, I don't know, something really, really
neat.
cool maybe we can give away. I don't know. I'm just trying to see how we can get a really big spike.
Yeah.
I like it, Joe. And
We'll figure it out.
We'll give it away at the live
Like
show.
where your head's at.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure it out. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Oh man. Win a date with Rosario Dawson.
What?
All right.
You're going to do that and she doesn't even know?
I mean,
Once we announce it, she has to kind of go through with it. Otherwise, she'd look
isn't
bad,
that-
right? So
Can we play?
isn't that how these work? You just
No, Steven, you do that to us,
yeah,
not Rosario Dawson.
She won't know.
get under the
You
table,
don't-
guys.
Oh,
Get under
no,
the
we're
table.
not doing that again.
Quick, under the table.
You donate our services and our bodies to whatever
Yeah,
it is you
no
want
more
to do,
under the
and then-
table.
Wait.
We'll be there sitting by the time people walk in.
Dude, it was
You
hot.
can say hi to
it
us
was
right
so
away. We don't have to
hot.
play that game again.
It was hot.
Yeah. it
Wait.
was warm.
So it's the four of us, and then Brian will be there, right, Raimi?
That's the plan. Yep. We'll have to figure out the logistics of that, but the idea is that we would have Brian available like on screen or something like
On
that
the
with us.
screen.
Yep.
Right.
Can we get one of those? You might have it at your work, but can we get one of those like iPads on wheels that walks
rolls
around, and then we can dress that up in a costume, like Crosshair's costume.
We'll just put the rifle in his hand.
Like the little like virtual workplace thing. Yeah, like you said, like the iPad.
Shout out to Brian,
the iPad on a
who's in
Segway.
California, and
Yeah, he's
Maybe we can
in
put that
California, and he
decided
didn't
not
come
to
hang
be
out
with us or get lunch or anything.
Maybe we can fly him out.
Or come on the show.
Yeah. Shout out to Luke,
God, he is such a
who's babysitting
he
him.
is such a crosshair.
Such a crosshair move.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Saturday, 4:00. Oh, I love it. Okay.
Saturday,
Well, I think
4.
that does it for us today, guys. If you enjoyed listening to the show, feed that algorithm and leave a review on your podcast app, including that onion emoji. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just subscribe and you can be entered to win an Alpha Ignition helmet of your choice casted by the Dad Batch. You can follow me at stevie.kicks on Instagram, sometimes Twitter. Gentlemen, let the listeners know where they can find you. John?
At 4 p.m. Saturday at LA Comic-Con. That's it.
And Raimi?
What he said, although I want to correct something. I think I said December 4th, but it's actually the 2nd. But I figured it out. So
Yeah, Saturday.
don't come on the 4th. Nobody will be there.
The 4th will be a Monday.
The important part is it's Saturday.
Remember when we had our London spot and we like misquoted it like 6 times before? We're like, Friday the 7th at 4.
I blame the time difference.
7.
I blame the time difference on that. So,
Joe, where can people find you?
They can find me putting stuff in the Chrome Tano. So for those that are watching the YouTubes, this is one of the gifts that's going to go in the Chrome Tano. This is a Star Wars The Bad Batch Tech Art FX statue of our boy.
Woo!
Nice.
That's going in.
Planet 99, baby.
Little preview.
Can we post him like this?
No.
No.
What is it? Next week is the 1st, right? Our show next week is on the 1st.
Correct.
The launch of Chrome Tono.
yes.
So I think we're going to have some special announcements next week. But thank you again, everybody, for listening to episode 63 of the Dad Batch podcast. Be sure to tune in next week for episode 64 for the launch of our holiday Chrome Tono Volume 2. And until next time, enjoy your spice responsibly.
Magniami. What is it?